What's up, everybody? It's the Alex Leak and Friends NBA podcast. Good to be back on. We're going to start doing more of these NBA ones. We got Chico on the podcast. Chico, good to have you back on. It's been a minute since you've been on the show.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Appreciate it.
Good to have you on. And John, good to have you on. It's your first time on the show. I know you're excited about this one. We're going to do some good NBA debating. Good to have you on, John.
Thanks, man. I look forward to the debate. I have my Lakers purple and gold on. I'm not a Lakers fan, just letting everyone know. I'm actually a LeBron James fan. Wherever he goes, I follow. So that's kind of my story.
I got a little D Wade jersey on. There you go. Not a Heat fan, but D Wade, he's from Chicago. He's awesome. All right, let's get into this thing. So this is a top 10 all-time debate, NBA GOAT debate. And we each have our own definition of that, whether we go by all-time most talented, eye test, whether we go by accolades, championships, stats, most skilled, all that. It all matters. We all have our own. So let's get into this. Actually, let's do our number 10. Who's our 10th greatest player all time? We'll start off Chico, or we'll go John first. John, who's your 10th greatest player all time in the NBA?
So I've got Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay.
4 MVPs, 2 chips, 1 Finals MVP. I kind of took all of those things and then averaged them out, and then it kind of created an average. So he came out to be number 10 with like a 4. Michael Jordan obviously is number 1. So yeah, that's Wilt. Didn't watch Wilt play, obviously. I think that his error makes it a little bit hard to judge him. His numbers tend to be inflated. Also very stylish dude. Yeah. I don't know about him sleeping with 20,000 women, if that's true or not, and I don't know if that factors into the debate. But that could be something to consider. Yeah.
Now, Chico, what's your thoughts on Wilt? Because the eye test and just like dominance and talent, I don't care what era, to put up the numbers that he put up is incredible. What's your thoughts on Wilt, Chico?
He will be number 1 if we're talking about off the court. But if we're talking about his on the court, I'm not going to put like his 100-point game. He was going against a dude that's 6'5". So that's essentially playing Kobe or Jordan going against Shaq or going against the Dream or any center of his era. When he got his 100-point game,
okay,
he played against a dude that was 6'5". Okay, they didn't have hardly anybody that was 7 feet tall. That's not against him, because Brandon, he was an all-time athlete. But I'm not going to pass just because he was bigger than everyone when there was a league that had hardly any centers, unlike Shaq, they were drafting players just to play against them.
Yeah, so they were just big bodies of Shaq.
Shaq can have all the people. Like I personally think he would have averaged way more if he era with Wilt. But that's me. I don't have Wilt in my top 10 at all.
Okay, who's number 10 for you?
I got the Dream as the top 10.
Oh, okay. To me, Kareem goes way higher than 10. So with Wilt, I got him lower down there. I got him.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say.
All good.
I meant to say, what's the dude's name?
Hakeem, you meant?
Say Kareem.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah, Hakeem.
Okay, I can dig that. Now I have Wilt number 9. So I think we all agree Wilt's down there in the bottom 10, might not even be top 10. 4-time MVP, 2-time champ, didn't have a great finals record, 2-4 in finals series, but would have averaged 8.8 blocks per game had they kept track of that stat at the time. So he was dominant. And the thing about Wilt, is he's one of those guys like Bo Jackson, where you just hear stories about him like doing. Yeah, he was almost like an alien, where he's a 7-footer, but he could like bench press like nearly 400 pounds, and he could like jump like he had like a 40-plus-inch vertical and stuff like that. So I think he should be on there, but it's hard for us to know because we didn't grow up watching him too.
Man, also some of that stuff is a little tall tale-ish.
Yeah.
There's no video of this 100-point game. We don't really know. I mean, I believe that it happened, but with no video evidence, it's kind of hard to evaluate him.
Yeah, I was about to get on you about saying that it's fake because I'm like, dog, they like don't be putting out there that wasn't fake. Now I get the fact that it was no video, but 100 points is still 100 points. But dog, no, there's no way that I'm going to. I'm sorry. Like I get the fact that the technology wasn't there for the shoes. He was, like I said, he was a tremendous athlete.
Yeah,
but when you are the best athlete in your era, like players are better now. It's just a fact. Like they're better now than they were then. And I don't know what his post game was like. Like Shaq had some post moves, and to me, he's the best center of ever. Like that's just me. But I'm not gonna. No, I can't down with that. Yeah.
I would debate to you on this. I think he dropped Will in today's NBA. He puts up 50 and 25, but what do I know? And it's hard to say for sure.
You mean 25 and 15?
50 and 25.
Oh, like 50 and 25.
Yeah, like his stats translate. But
he also
Alex thinks the modern NBA sucks. So we have to remember that yeah.
All right, so my number 10 all time is LeBron James. All right.
Oh my God! Why are we talking to you right now?
Oh my God!
All right, now let me get
I'm
my
about to exit this Zoom right now.
Let me get my reason.
Oh my God!
Most talented all around. All right, most all around game ever. All right, can do everything. 4-6 in the finals. Too many losses. He should have 1 3-peat in there. If he has 1 3-peat, that does wonders for his resume. If he had beat the Spurs in 2014 or the Mavs in 2011, I can't hate on him for 2007. I can't hate on him for 2017 and 2018. And the last one, his fourth one, was really impressive too, to do that in the pandemic, in the bubble, with all the off-the-court stuff going on, all the Black Lives Matter, all that he had to navigate a lot doing that. But no 3-peat is something I hold against him. What else here? I will give him this. First player in NBA history to win 3 finals MVPs with 3 different teams. So that's impressive as hell. But, when I stack, LeBron's a great talent, and the thing that we have to worry about is not getting caught up in what's happening right now, thinking it's the best ever, when there's great talents all time. So, and we'll get into this. What do you guys think on my take? I know you think it's too low.
I'm just letting him go, bro, because I
okay.
Is no 3-peat a legit argument? Is that something?
No.
Hold on, Jonathan. No. Jonathan, let me say this real quick before you tear him up. If that's the case, then you better not have Tim Duncan on there. Tim Duncan better not be in your top 10 because he's never had a back-to-back, first of all.
Yeah.
Okay. And you better not have Jerry West on there at all. You better not have you better only have like 5 people in your top 10 because there's very few people that went back-to-back and very few people that won 3 in a row. I better not see Magic Johnson. I better not hear Larry Bird at all. Larry Bird played the same position. And if I hear Larry Bird, bro, we're going to have some problems.
Facts. And what I'm saying is 3 in a row is incredibly difficult to accomplish. Even the KD Warriors couldn't do that. And now injury hurt. But even the KD Warriors didn't 3-peat. So that's all I'm saying is it's hard to 3-peat. And that's why 3-peating puts you higher on the list than others. What do you think, John?
Okay, so You're moving the goalpost because LeBron keeps winning championships, which I understand is something you have to do because it was just about championships. Now it's about the sequence of championships. So if I have 10 championships, there has to be 3 in a row for it to count, which is something I've only heard today. I've never heard that argument before. I mean, so LeBron count. Is one of.
But go ahead.
I mean, you're trying to devalue the championships because he's getting close to Michael Jordan, and there's a possibility.
No,
I don't think he has to. To win 6.
Okay, you say he doesn't have to win 6. I'm not devaluing the 4. I'm saying 4 with a 3-peat or 5 with a 3-peat would increase his resume. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, I don't really have to go through the numbers with LeBron. I mean, he has 4 MVPs. Probably, I think, at least at this point, he's 5. He's going to get 5, I think, this year. He's a favorite for the championship. So, I mean, we'll just go with the numbers that he had. 4 MVPs, 4 finals MVPs with 3 different teams.
No.
No one's ever done that. Him and Michael Jordan are the only people that have the same numbers as final MVPs as chips, meaning that they were always the best player
when they won
on their finals MVP team. That's something that Kobe doesn't have, Larry Bird doesn't have, Magic doesn't have, Tim Duncan doesn't have. All NBA, he's leading that. He's going to probably finish first in points, top 10 in rebounds, top 5 in assists. His stats will be unassailable. Top 10 in steals. He's currently 36, I think, and he's a top 3 player in the league. When Michael Jordan was this age, he was sitting at home smoking cigars. Mm-hmm. So let's remember that he was retired. So Michael Jordan retired. LeBron James still best player in the league, arguably winning championships. I think that's all we have to say about that.
What do you think of this? So I think LeBron, the thing that worries me about LeBron is this. I think he sees Tom Brady over there winning a championship at age 43 and taking care of his body. LeBron's a big, take care of his body, lasts as long as he can in the league. It's a longevity. He's been doing it. He's playing at such a high level at this age. It worries me this, that LeBron, if he keeps this up and keeps playing at this high of a level into his 40s, he could get to 6 or 7 rings. And that would piss me off because, to me, it is amount of championships won. That's how I base it. And so if LeBron gets to 6 or 7, it's a whole different argument. What do you think, Chico?
So you're
I agree with you on the championships part. But if people believe the championships don't matter, then they're completely wrong. The only thing I will push back on with the Tom Brady comparison is the fact that pure talent wise, Dan Marino was more talented than Tom Brady. Like that, let's call it like it is. When we're talking about, he is the most glorified game manager in the history of football. And that's not like, I've never took stock in saying a game manager is a bad thing, because game managing a quarterback position when you have great talent is something to be commendable. Mm-hmm. He's 43 years old. His championship, or the NFC championship game, he threw 3 touchdowns, but he also threw 3 picks. Yeah, and he could have thrown more picks in the Super Bowl this past weekend, but they had a lot of calls, and I still believe that the NFL loves Tom Brady to the 10th degree, but that's a whole nother topic. I believe that he does want to be like Tom Brady into the aspect of playing into his 40s, mainly because his son is coming into the league.
That's possibly he wants to play with his kid.
So he would love to do that. And I believe that would be like a Ken Griffey Jr. type of deal, except in the reverse. I don't take stock in this whole this league is watered down when pound for pound the talent is better than it was. It's a less physical league, I give you that. But to say that the league is finesse when it comes to the playoffs, you clearly aren't watching sports. Okay. And if you could say anything, you could just look at James Harden when he plays versus in the playoffs, and you look at Giannis Antetokounmpo when he plays in the playoffs. the league is a lot more physical in the playoffs. So I'm not taking
Yes.
stock in any of that.
Yeah,
The
it,
league is
it
a
still
lot more
comes down to
physical, and the
defense
refs let you call it
in the
because they don't
playoffs.
have a lot of rookies in the playoffs when it
Yeah.
comes to refs. At least not in the later stages. Like the refs that are coaching or the ref in the finals, they've been in the playoffs multiple times for multiple years, and they have to earn the stripes to get into the finals.
All right.
I'm not taking any stock in um, his longevity or anything like that. That's an attribute to him because he's an anomaly. That's not the standard.
Okay, John. What? Let's get your rebuttal. I mean, so a quick thing, like you can easily make a debate like I've heard the arguments like it's a team game, and to judge an individual player on championships can be unfair because of the surrounding cast and circumstances. But when LeBron went from Cleveland to Miami, I take this a lot more literal than most. But he said the not 5, not 6, not 7, meaning to me he left Cleveland because he couldn't get the championships, and he knew that he went to Miami to win championships, and championships became his goal. Do you agree with that, John? And do you think that's a fair way to look at LeBron's career?
I think going to Miami, yeah. But after that, I don't necessarily. I mean, I think the goal is to win championships. He doesn't exert himself in the regular season. Although this year, I think he is. He's played in every game, which is a lot more than all of his contemporaries, and he's twice their age.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I don't think he needs to win 6 championships to look. You guys, if he won 6 championships, the Michael Jordan people are just gonna find a way to. They're gonna be like, well, he didn't.
He's still not the GOAT.
So this is not. They're like, he'll never be my GOAT. So I don't. If that's your opinion, then to me that's a little close-minded. I mean, it's really close-minded because you're saying that no matter what this man does at this point, you're never gonna respect him. But you putting him at number 10 is very disrespectful. It is a slap in the face and a disgrace to him and his legacy. And I know that you're gonna have people up there that have less championships than him and definitely less stats. So I'm interested in how you're gonna frame that. So we're looking forward to that.
All right. So
hold on. Before you go, I just want to say this. I believe that me and John should both co-sign the fact that you need to say the rest of your top 10 before we say anything else.
All right, good. I like this. This is where I kind of wanted to go.
Yeah, because putting him in the top 10 at number 10 I'm not even a LeBron fan before 2007.
Yeah.
When he beat my Pistons and I saw him destroy my
That was Jordan-esque.
No. Jordan-esque had 63 and took that L. Okay. Okay. If anything, that was Magic-esque when he took that team and beat Dr. J's Sixers. So don't be saying Jordan-esque. Jordan took the L. He was always taking L's. So don't be giving me this BS about you get me heated already with this top. He in number 10, bro. So we better move that.
All right, let's get into this. So if you guys want my top 10 and you want to hear my justification real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll give it to you. So I'll go from the 1 on down. So for me, it's obvious. You guys know Michael Jordan's number 1, but it's debatable. The top 3 is debatable. I have no beef with.
Hold on. We're going from the 1 to the down. Why don't we just keep going back up from 9?
Okay. We'll go back up. So 10 is LeBron. 9, I have Wilt, and I have Wilt because he has, I agree, he has less championships. But as far as people talk about LeBron dominating the stats, Wilt Chamberlain dominated the stats like nobody else in NBA history. If he had the longevity that LeBron did, Wilt would be the guy with leading the league in points, rebounds, steals, blocks. But because he had a shorter career, he didn't. So I look at it like when he was in the league, he was a complete dominant force, similar to Shaq. And I have the 20K women thing on here as well for Will, because that's pretty cool. But so that's my number 9.
Oh my God.
Number 8 is Shaq, 4-time champion, 3-time Finals MVP.
Hold on, Alex.
Very
Hold on 1 second. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I was going to say was, my number 9. I thought we were going to go back and forth. I just wanted you to lead off every one, not just one off art. Yeah, I just wanted you to lead off every one because I want you to take these L's every time and not all at once. You'll take these L's because you got 9 of them is wrong. I'm going to say that right now. 9 of them is wrong.
So I'm confused. Do you want me to read them all off right now and not give you my reasons why?
No, sir. I want you to go one by one. So I'll go next, or John can go next, and then we just keep building up because you got to take these ass whoopings as we go.
All right. So
this whole order.
So my number 9 is Wilt. LeBron's 10. Number 9 is Wilt. John, who is your number 9?
I got Larry Bird. 3 MVPs, 3 chips, 2 Finals MVPs, 10 All NBA. As far as the Wilt thing goes, I mean, we're skirting over the fact that you are willing to denigrate LeBron for not having championships or having these losses in the finals. Wilt's obviously, you could say that we can't base our rating on projections. I mean, I think Brandon Roy would have been great. How many players would have been great if they had longevity? So if we're basing it on what the person's done and the stats, like, to me, I don't really understand how you could have Wilt there.
It's debatable. I'm with you. You can make the debate that LeBron could be higher than Wilt. I'll go there. But I like the fact that Wilt put up 100 in a game. And I understand we can't really compare eras. So if you want to put LeBron higher than Wilt, I have no beef with that. Okay,
so yeah, I have Larry Bird, great shooter, great defender, great passer, one of the best all around. Mm-hmm. Didn't have longevity that I think that's probably the reason why he's that low. He also played with a lot of great players. I mean, not that that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just hard to sometimes parse who should be responsible for what, but he played with a lot of great players. So, yeah.
And he would have had a lot more rings if he didn't have to go through Magic, Kareem, Worthy. Those Lakers teams were nasty.
Yeah, for sure.
Chico, who's your number 9?
My number 9 is Jerry Stockton.
John Stockton?
I don't know. I say Jerry Stockton. I'm just messing up all the names tonight.
All good. John Stockton's great. I love that you have him in here.
The reason I have him in there is because I believe he's one of the top 3 point guards of all time, but the margin for his assist is just stupendous and ridiculous.
Yes.
And me personally, I believe that he did himself a disservice of being a true point guard and not being a modern point guard like Chris Paul, because I believe they would have won a championship, if not 2 championships, going against the Bulls, if he would have been more of the focal point than
more aggressive to score.
Well, yes, because he was a 90, or he was a 40, 90, 50, whatever that stat is. Yeah. He's a great shooter. I just think he's better, and he's better in the free throw line by a long mile.
Yeah.
Than the mailman. And the mailman will never make my top 10 list because of his off-court stuff. He won't ever make my top nothing. He's scum to me. But I just think that he got over-glorified because he could put up a lot of points. But when you're getting 15 points from your point guard from layups, you can miss me with that. The only reason why the pick and roll works so well is because he can shoot. You don't see them doing the pick and roll and respecting it as much when they do it with Ben Simmons and the big boy and Embiid, because he can't shoot.
Yeah.
So like he is a threat to shoot the ball, and he's a steal leader, all-time steal leader, all-time assist. The dude can, like I said, he can shoot, he can score the ball. I just don't think his coach did not use him well enough to win the championship. And they might not have won against the Bulls. I'm not saying that it was a guarantee they were going to win, but they had a better chance of winning.
I agree with you.
If he was a better scorer, meaning if he was more of a scorer.
I agree with you. I watched both of those final series recently, and I agree. If Stockton's more aggressive offensively, they might win one of those finals. And it was close. It was very close. I love that you have Stockton in there. He's not in mine, but I you can definitely make a debate. And the fact that the thing nobody talks about, yes, he's the all-time leader in assists. He's also the all-time leader in steals.
That's what I said.
And Stockton's your prototypical. When you look at him, you look at that plumber. Look at that janitor on the court. Little white guy, what's he doing? But he was so talented, and you have to give him his respect. And that was the greatest pick and roll duo of all time, him and Malone. John, did you go number 9? Yeah, you went Larry Bird.
Man,
what do you think?
Chico, man, Stockton. How can you? Do you have Steve Nash? Because Steve Nash is better than Stockton to me.
Really? Steve Nash is better than Stockton? What has Steve Nash done? What has Steve Nash done that is better than Stockton? Besides, you're going to say the MVPs, which he should never have won. His MVP was like 15 and 13. Bro, those MVPs he got were laughable. They were laughable. Him being in the top 10 is beyond laughable. The only reason I will put him in there because to me, Steve Nash is not a top 3 point guard. He's never led the league in steals. Like defense is a part of the game. I'm not saying it's the end all be all, but he's never been on the first team all defense. Like I don't even know if Steve Nash has been on all defense, third or second. So I'm like, that does not. I can't really put him above. No, I'm not fired up about that because he's always debatable because he didn't win a championship. So that's why he's always going to get flack. But I'm not going to just shit on him. I'm not going to poop on him because.
No, you can say.
Yeah, I like his game. Like holistically, his game is beautiful to watch. Besides the fact that he just doesn't score, I personally believe he should have been scoring at least between 5 and 10 more points a game, and he still could have kept his assists up.
He was before his era shooting those threes too. But go ahead, John. What were you saying?
No, I mean, to me, like him not. I mean, he is in the Jordan era, so I understand that it was a little difficult to win championships, but. I mean, Karl Malone is. I mean, we can say that. I mean, whatever. He still scored tons of points, and they weren't able to win the championship. But the Jazz. I mean, the series to me weren't particularly close. But I just can't have him there. I consider him okay. I'll say he's better than Steve Nash. Based on defense and
longevity.
I think Steve Nash is a better shooter.
Yeah.
By the splits, but yeah, I mean they're like A1.
Well, like I said, I don't have Stockton in my top 10 all time either, but I like that. I mean, it's worth an argument just because of the fact that longevity, like the all-time steals, all-time assists. And I don't know if those are going to be passed because he did it for damn near 20 years.
No, it was 20 years. It was 20 years.
And if you're the Jazz, if you're Stockton and Malone, all you needed was one championship. You deliver one championship to that Jazz team in that era, and they would have been even bigger legends than they are. The fact that they couldn't get it done, it definitely is held against them. So, but I like it. It's a good pick by you, Chico.
Like I said, from the beginning, mine is essentially based on the 5 positions too, though. Like,
okay,
it's more on my top 5 by position, not 100% by position, but they can play that position if need be.
So let me ask you real quick: do you have Stockton in your all-time starting point guard over Magic?
No, hell no. That's why he's number 9, bro.
Okay, I like it.
I'll put him at number 2.
Where
And
would
that was
you
hard
put?
because I wanted to put Isaiah before him.
This guy's in my honorable mentions. Where would you guys put John? Where would you put Oscar Robertson in this?
People always forget about him.
Yeah.
I don't know. He'd be like in the top 20 for sure.
Yeah.
Also, Chico, it's Black History Month, man. So you're putting John Stockton in the top 10 on Black History Month, man. I can't let that go, man.
I know you ain't talking.
So
you put Larry Bird in number 9, dog. I know you ain't talking.
Larry Bird I had to. Larry Bird is better than John Stockton. Come on now.
I didn't say he wasn't better than John Stockton. I put him at number 9.
All right.
Like I put John Stockton at number 9. I think Larry's a little bit better.
I agree. So, all right.
Okay, we'll see.
I'll go to number 8. Number 8 for me is Shaquille O'Neal. Growing up, watching him play, especially the early 2000s, he was the most physically dominant player I've ever seen with my own eyes. The fact that I remember kids telling me all he does is dunk the ball. Like, that's a bad thing. You literally couldn't stop Shaq from dunking the ball. You would throw big after big after big at him and just accumulate fouls. And because that was his only weakness, was send him to the line. And the thing about Shaq is he made his free throws when it mattered in the clutch. So I liked that. You know, he was the first player I saw three-peat and win 3 Finals MVP since MJ. You know, his dominance didn't last as long as others, so that hinders him. That's why he's number 8. John, who do you have at number 8, and how do you feel about Shaq being that high or low?
You know, Shaq was someone that I thought about putting in my top 10, but 2 things. I think one is I felt like later in his career, he wasn't conditioned the way that he should be, and to me, that's like something that if you're a top player, you have to take care of your body. Especially, and he's more modern, so it's like he wasn't like these guys that were smoking cigarettes in the 50s in the locker room. Like we knew a lot. We knew that he was out of shape sometimes. In terms of dominance, he's definitely up there. I have Kobe at 8.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have Shaq on my list. So yeah, Kobe obviously. He only had 1 MVP, which I could argue he should have like one of Nash's 5 championships, 2 Finals MVPs, 5 championships. So that to me is part of the reason I think that Shaq was the better player in the younger years. But what Kobe did with the last 2 was epic, because those were not great teams. I mean, Andrew Bynum is not on my top 100 list, so he was like a top 3 option at that time. And Pau Gasol, he's a Hall of Famer, but he's not elite like these guys. So yeah, I got Kobe at number 8.
Okay, I like it. I've got Kobe higher than that, but I can understand it. And him playing with Shaq for the 3-peat, everyone always brings that up, and that hurts a little bit. But I agree, he should have 2, if not 3, league MVPs. There was so many years there in my high school years where I'm like, why isn't Kobe MVP every year? Like, he's destroying it out here. What do you think, Chico? Who do you have number 8?
So mine is a little bit different than yours and John's. My number 8 is what's his name? Anthony Bennett. I believe that he is one of the. I'm just playing, bro. I'm just playing, dog.
I was gonna say Anthony Bennett.
I had Shaq too. I had Shaq at number 8, and the main reason why I put him higher was because I knew that the Dream did play center during his later years, but in the beginning of his career, he played power forward when he was playing with Sam. And I believe that he could play either position. I just think that Shaq was too dominant to not put in my top 10.
Yeah.
And the fact that people say he only had 3 years of being dominant, I'm like, that's not true. He was when he came out of college.
Oh man, Orlando Shaq.
He came out in college, and people forget that he played for Orlando for 4 years.
Yeah.
He left in '96. He was drafted in '92. He played
Yeah.
4
Sorry, Chico, we lost you for a second. But I'll step in for you. John, let's see.
Am I
Hold on a
clear?
second. All
I
right.
was wondering. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I had him at the top. I had him at number 8 because he had 4 years and he was the leading scorer in all-time Orlando history, and it took Dwight Howard damn near 10 years to beat that with all of his lob dunks and stuff. I just think that I just had him in the top 10. He's got 1 MVP. He should have 2. I believe Kobe and Shaq should have 4 total between the two. Um, I just don't see how I can put him out of my top 10 because I know that people want to poop him because he got fat during the end of his career. But I
Yeah.
mean, he was still a beast when he was in Miami. Like that wasn't like he wasn't trash when he was in Miami. Teams were still gearing around to stopping Shaq. And
So something
yeah.
I want to a conversation piece I want to ask both of you because I know you're both proponents of today's athlete is the best, is bigger, faster, stronger, more athletic. Who in today's NBA is Orlando Magic Shaquille O'Neal? Nobody. And that was the 90s,
Yep.
early 90s.
I think Giannis is close
Zion,
in terms of like
Giannis.
the size. But I mean, just because we're looking at like the aggregate, so there may not be anyone stronger than Shaq. But if you look at all the guys overall,
average
compared to the guys in Shaq's era, there's going to be a lot. There's going to be bigger, stronger, faster. It's just the law of nature. People just get better over time. That's why I think that it's just silly when people say that Michael Jordan's era was better. I don't know how that's possible.
Well,
Thank
so
you.
It's
So a tweet that I saw on Twitter from a baseball player, Jerry Hairston Jr. And this might, baseball might be different than basketball as far as bigger, stronger athletes. But Jerry Hairston said he played from 98 to 2013. He played against Ken Griffey Jr., Sammy Sosa, guys like that, Mark McGuire, and then played against Mike Trout, the current guys. And he's like, there is no difference. He's like, great players are great players. So maybe to your point, the average slowly gets better, but I think the ultimate top tier athletes can translate to any era, if that makes any sense. What do you guys think, Chico?
I believe that the ultimate players will translate to any era.
Yeah.
I will give a caveat to the earlier players. I give them more of a nod. When I mean the earlier players, I mean like the 60s and the 70s, mainly because of the shoes.
Yes.
And that's the only caveat I give them respect because they played a lot more games. And the commercial airline, that doesn't bother me at all. Like I'm not giving them a pass on the travel. I'm giving them a pass on the actual equipment because equipment is completely different than it is now. The rims are different and the floor is different. The floor is a lot more giving, more so than back in the day. It was basically wood on concrete type of deal.
They got the wrestling mat trampolines under there, don't they?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, it's definitely more giving, so it's better on their knees.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, that's the only caveat I would give the old timers for playing that way. But also, I would give them a deduction because they were dumb constantly playing through injuries and not thinking about their moneymaker, which is their bodies. And players are taking time off now more so than ever. Not all are great to take time off, but if you have a degenerative issue like Kawhi Leonard or like what's my boy from the Pistons, Grant Hill. If he was in today's era, I
Yes.
believe that his issue wouldn't have been as bad as it was. Like people want to talk about Derrick Rose. I
He's
personally don't
bounced
believe.
back somewhat nicely. Yes.
No, I don't believe. I don't believe Derrick Rose's issue would have really mattered. I believe his issue was completely different. It was different than Grant Hill's. I
Yeah.
believe Grant Hill could have
He's
been
so violent.
solved and been a lot helped if he were to not play. I believe Derrick Rose's issue was once that happened, it was just done for him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think no matter how much time he took off was going to bring his game back.
And they
But
haven't happened 2 years in
he's
a row.
balling now. He's balling now, but I'm talking about the explosiveness was never going to
Yeah.
come back.
Now, John, what's your take on that as far as NBA evolution or player evolution?
I mean, I think that, yeah, everything is better now. The nutrition is better. The shoes are better. You guys also, I think what we look over is the expansion of the field. So the NBA's basketball is played by so many more people now, and so many international players that the guys that didn't have to compete with because no one was playing basketball in Slovakia in 1980 or 1990, really. The NBA didn't really get international until after the Dream Team, and even after that, it took about 20 years. So now you're competing not against just guys in the U.S. You're competing against tons of European players, tons of Canadian players right now. Like, look how many number one picks have come out of Canada recently. So the field, China, like the field is so much wider. So to me, that makes it more difficult in terms of competition because you have more people to compete against.
I believe that you're correct on that aspect, but let's be honest. The two number one picks that came out of Canada ain't been that good. Anthony Bennett, which is what I gave a nod to, and Andrew Wiggins, which is what what's the name? Nick Wright said, the greatest fourth option of all time.
Oh, God.
Before what I want to talk to you before you take over.
Chico, I just want to congratulate you on the first Nick Wright reference on this podcast.
You're welcome. I just want to say this before you go anywhere because you said that Kobe was I believe you had Kobe at 8, right? Or did you have Kobe at 8?
Right?
John?
Yeah.
You said that Andrew Bennett, or not Andrew Bennett, but Andrew Bynum was the third option. He was the fourth option. It was Kobe, Powell, and then it was Lamar Odom. And then
Odom.
Yeah. I would take Lamar Odom over him, even with all his issues. But yeah.
And John, to your point, I agree, but I think it was a little bit later because I believe the Europeans started coming over in the 90s, early 90s and stuff, because I can remember Tony Kukoc, Detlef Schrempf, Arvydas Sabonis, guys like that were starting to in that era. But I agree it's more so now than ever before. So, yeah. We didn't have guys like Giannis coming over from Greece back then, so I agree.
Yeah, I mean, also I didn't even mention Africa, but like there's 6 international players on the All-NBA team. Giannis, Luka, Jokic, Siakam, Rudy Gobert, Ben Simmons. Yeah. So these are guys that are all like, I know European players were coming over in the 90s, but they weren't
starting five, by the way.
Balling like they do now.
That's a great starting five, by the way. I just want to let you know that's a great starting five.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is from Canada, man. So put some respect to Canada's name, man. They got.
He's not a number one pick, though, bro.
Hey,
I didn't say number one pick. I just said good players from Canada.
Oh no, you did say number one pick.
Steve Nash is Canada.
Huh?
Steve Nash is Canada.
Well, yeah, but
there you go.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to number 7. I'm gonna go first. I got Larry Bird at 7. I have on here, you guys aren't going to like this, best small forward of all time.
What?
Clutch as hell. You can't get more clutch than Larry Bird. I'm sorry. 3-time NBA champ, 3 straight MVPs, 3 straight three-point contests, and a winning record in the finals. I know he played on some great teams, but ask anybody, ask any great, ask Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kareem, like the Isaiah Thomas. Larry Bird gets slept on all the time and doesn't get enough respect. Like today's era, they don't appreciate what Larry Bird brought to the game. I will agree the longevity isn't there, but his peak and his ultimate greatness was nearly unmatched. Go ahead, John, at 7, and tell me if I'm wrong on that one. Because we're close on Larry Bird.
Man, I mean, the fact that you have LeBron so low, it just makes it hard for me to focus on the rest of the list. But yeah, there's no way that Larry Bird is better than LeBron, and he has less championships, less MVPs, less all of those things that you say that are the major.
I agree.
The only thing that Larry Bird is better than LeBron at is shooting 3-pointers. Like literally, that's it.
And eye test and personal favorite.
No.
There's no eye test.
Not
no
eye
eye test.
John, you forget free throws.
Yeah, free throws too. I'll give him free throws.
Mm-hmm.
For 7, I have Tim Duncan.
Okay.
2 MVPs, 5 chips, 2 Finals MVPs, 15 All NBAs. Just longevity. I mean, I know the Spurs teams were good, but Tim Duncan was just. I think he's really underrated, and I could have put him higher.
Yes.
But because of his personality, and he's kind of understated, not really flashy, not really. His game isn't the. I mean, no one wants to watch bank shots all day, so I get like why people don't give him kind of the.
What I appreciated from him was his defense. His defense was all world. Yeah. Great defense, and
probably the best post defender or one of them of all time. So
something that people don't bring up, or maybe they do, but I like the fact that Tim Duncan is one Ray Allen made shot away from 6-0 in the finals and 6 championships. So that'd be pretty impressive. He's higher on my list, but I like the pick. Go ahead, Chico.
So what I'm going to say before I say my number 7 pick is Tim Duncan had a chance to be 6-0. He had a game 7. They didn't show up. So I'm not going to give you that one shot into the series. They still had a game 7. So chalk that shit up. Second, when I'm talking about the number 7 pick, I will have to agree with you on this. Agree with you on that because I believe that that Larry Bird is number 7, only because he got 3. Not only, but mainly because he has 3 MVPs that are consecutive, and that's very hard to do. He played in the era when the league was tape delayed. And I believe that him and Magic Johnson saved the NBA. Unlike people believe that Michael saved the NBA, I do not agree with that. I believe that Larry and Magic did. And I think that Larry's play, it probably could have had him a little bit lower because he did not care about his body at all. He came into the league a little bit older than most players did after 4 years in college. And then doing construction for his mom's house, even though he had all that money, like just ruined his back and crap. I think that, I mean, I have to put him at number 7 because I personally can't have him being my second best small forward. And
he's your best small forward, right?
He's my second best small forward. Yeah.
Okay, is that your best?
No, he's not my best. And to be honest with you, like there's a lot of small forwards that would be a lot higher.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it is it's 7, and it's only because I personally believe that Kevin Durant is going to be better than him.
He could be,
yeah. I just right now Kevin Durant is only 32 or something like that. He's got to show me some more because he's still in his prime and he's still gonna, stack his teams to win more championships. But I don't know where he's going to fall. And we're talking about right now, the NBA ended essentially where these players are.
I'd like to see him win 2 more at least.
No, honestly, I don't really need him to win 2 more. I honestly need him to win. He needs to win 1 more MVP, and he's got to get. I got to get at least 2 MVPs from him, and then give me another Finals MVP. Then I can put him at 7.
Okay, I like it. Not really too many complaints there. I'm gonna go to 6. Tim Duncan's my number 6. He was my number 5. This is a recent change for me because I'm a huge Tim Duncan fan. Big fan of defense, and he was number 5. I moved him to 6 like in the last year. 5-time NBA champ, 3-time MVP, a great finals record, stayed with the Spurs his entire career, played with Popovich. I'm a big fan of Duncan. He's my number 6. John, who's your number 6?
Greatest Michigander to ever live, straight out of Lansing, Michigan.
Oh my
Irvin
God!
Magic Johnson. number 6.
Oh my God!
Of all time.
Oh my God!
Is that? Are you happy with that, or are you upset?
I'm pouring my drink right now, bro.
All right. So 5. Did he have 5 MVPs?
I believe
No 5 MVPs. No.
3 MVPs, 5-time champ.
He's got 3 MVPs and 5 NBA championships and I believe 3 finals.
Yeah.
3 final MVPs, 10 All NBAs. So he came
Most
out
playoff assists all
6.
time. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Career cut short, unfortunately, because HIV. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if I should have him over Kareem or not.
Have him over Kareem?
Kareem is hard to. I'll just leave him there. I didn't think I'd get so much pushback from you, but I feel like he could be like between 3. He could be up to 3 to me. He's like, it just depends on what you're looking at. I had Bill Russell up there with so many championships, so that's kind of the reason why he's down at 6. And I didn't really watch him play. I was too young. So by the time, he was in his prime, and I think that players that you watch, you tend to have, more of an affinity for, the eye test thing. So yeah, 6, but go ahead, Chico. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I have a huge issue with that because my whole premise, I'm not going to poo-poo on players that were that played in a different era. I respect them for playing in a different era. And I know you mentioned Bill Russell, and that he was literally like what I was thinking you were gonna put him at. I was thinking you were gonna put Bill Russell at 6. But I mean, that's one of the reasons why I don't have Wilt Chamberlain in my top 5 or my top 10.
Okay.
Because a lot of people say that it's because it wasn't integrated. I'm like, yeah, well, 2 of the best players played in that era were black. But I'm not going to give you a pass because you had a stacked team and there were literally you played 1 round and then you get to the finals. I'm not.
Who we're talking, Russell?
Yeah, I'm talking Russell. And I'm
but
only
you
saying
have to
that
also
because,
take into consideration who he played in those championship rounds, like the Lakers with Wilt, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West. Those were stacked teams as well.
Well, let's take into those accounts because he didn't play with Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, and Wilt. I do not believe.
Yes, he did.
At the same time.
Yes, that was a loaded Lakers team that should have won.
I give him credit for that because I honestly thought Elgin Baylor came after, or came before Wilt, and then that was the case. That's neither here nor there.
He was a little older, but yes.
Neither here nor there. My number 6 player is Kobe Bryant because I believe he's the second greatest shooting guard of all time, and I would have loved to put him higher, but I can't put him in my top 5. So he's my number 2 shooting guard, and if you look at my list, that's a pretty damn good starting 5 or second starting 5. And I know that like you guys are just going with the best pound for pound player, not the position, but I just can't do that when it comes to playing you have to play the position by your position. You can't pick you can't pick 4 quarterbacks on your team or running backs or 4 point guards. You have to put in the position they're going to play. Now, if they are a multiple type of player like a Larry Bird or Magic Johnson or Well, LeBron, then you can wiggle that shit around, but you can't do that with a lot of these players. Some players are just made to play that position. I got Kobe at number 6 because I have him as 2 MVPs, and he's got multiple defensive titles.
Wait, hold on.
Defensive
We
first of all team.
can't recreate the some things that didn't happen. You gotta
No,
have him at the one MVP that he has, man. We can't change history now.
bro. There's certain things.
I'm giving
that I will
LeBron 12 MVPs then.
No. I'm not talking about the MVPs that they should have won, meaning that they need to win this MVP. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying they were rightfully, or not rightfully, but wrongfully robbed of winning the MVP because of a bullshit allegation that turned out to be fact. So the NBA punished him for doing that. They did the same thing for Shaq because he was so dominant for years. He came in 92. He didn't win his first one 10 years later. That is bonkers to me.
That's why league MVPs are subjective anyway. You got,
No, like that's why I don't particularly care for him anymore.
Yeah.
I believe the best award of all time is probably the I forget the name of the damn trophy for hockey. It's like a scoring title, and then the best record in the league, they get a reward for that. I think they need to change it, like Rachel Nichols said. They need to change it to postseason, best player, and the regular season. The same way they need to change the NFL offensive player of the year and the MVP. So I was born instead of the quarterback.
Well,
but I'm not going to.
Nichols said it, then by all means.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and try to recreate everything, but I believe he's worthy of a 2-time. Nash ain't getting shit for me. I'm sorry, he ain't getting 2 MVPs. I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting one to Shaq and I'm getting one to Kobe. But
all right, well, yeah, I like it. I'm gonna go to number 5 here because it goes right in. I got Kobe at 5. I used to have him at 6, but with him passing away recently, out of respect, I move him up 1. I put him because him and Duncan to me are like tied. They're like right there. And so because Kobe's no longer with us, I move him up 1 spot to 5. I believe my thing on Kobe, I love Kobe Bryant. Like, he deserves to be top 5 all time. It's not just like stats or what he did. To me, it's eye test, and the fact that, and like the quotes and stuff, the mentality that Kobe had was win at all costs. And if I lose, I'm coming back to win next year. It wasn't, I just liked Kobe's mindset. And so that alone, I put him at 5. He was a winner. He played through injury all the time. He probably took years off his career playing through injury to try and win championships there. So those wins, like you said, John, with Pau Gasol as his second best player, most star players aren't winning with Pau as their second player. And so Kobe did a great job of willing those teams to championships. So I'm a big Kobe fan. I got him at 5. Who you got, John?
Okay, so Kobe obviously is a hard discussion because I personally don't think that we could factor his death into that. I mean, it's supposed to be like what he did
on the court.
And my issue with Kobe is I feel like there are times when he shot his team out of the game. He was a little selfish. And so that's why I have him down there. I don't think he necessarily always made players better around him. Mm-hmm. Maybe by maybe by like setting an example in terms of working hard, but not in terms of like on the court making it better. So 5, I have Bill Russell.
Okay.
Just 11 championships. I know that it's hard in that era, but 11 is still 11. So even comparing him to guys in his era, like there wasn't people stacking championships like him. Like he's so far ahead of. So, obviously I didn't watch him play, and he looks like he's a sharecropper, but I got him. He also had 5 MVPs.
Yeah.
So that's
11 in 13 years is incredible. There's no, in my opinion, if you want to say Bill Russell's the GOAT, you don't get any pushback from me. 11 championships in 13 years is unmatched. And he's reaching Tom Brady level, where Brady now is close to doubling up Joe Montana as far as amount of championships won. And Bill Russell has done that pretty much. You know, the second closest is 6 as far as like the best players on their team. So he absolutely dominated. So I have him at 3, but I've got no beef with that. Russell is great. My question on this, so I know we like to say this on Kobe, that he shot his team out of contention or out of the possibility to win at times. Me personally, I don't hold that against you, because I would rather you die shooting all the bullets out of your gun than die with bullets still in your gun. And when you're Kobe, you're the best scorer on the team. You're the guy who can make those impossible shots. So that's who I would want taking those shots. My question to you guys is this. Is it worse to shoot your team out of a game or pass your team out of a game? And that's my criticism of LeBron. At times, he's been reluctant to shoot in big games and big moments and pass his team out of winning games. Is that a real criticism, or am I hating?
Can I take this, John?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I have to say about that whole issue is,
yes,
shut up, first off. Second of all, you can't say that you pass them out of it. Get your ass off the floor if you ain't ready to play. Okay, if you're in the crucial time of the game, that means the coach trusts you, the owners trust you, the GM trusts you enough to put you on the team to be in these crucial situations.
Yes.
You have been in the league for long enough. It's not like they're playing with rookies. There's very few rookies that have actually made an impact on the game late in the game. The most recent that comes to mind is Tyler Hero. That is literally it in my lifetime that I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anyone else in my lifetime that was a rookie that made an impact. After that, I'm not going to poo-poo on anyone for passing the ball when there's 3 people on you or 2 people on you. There's clearly someone's open. It's
That's
5
where
on
we
5.
defer, though. That's where we defer.
No, when you're 5 on 5, it's not deferring. It is you are a wide open shooter. We're not passing Shaquille O'Neal the ball at the 3-point line to shoot the ball. We're passing it to a competent player who can actually shoot the ball. I'm not going to belittle LeBron for doing something that has been ingrained in him since he was in grade school. I saw his movie. They made him pass the ball when he was in grade school, and he was more of a point guard type of player, always passing it to other players. He's clearly the best player, even when he doesn't score. So
Let me rebuttal real quick, though. For the same reasons that you are saying John Stockton could have been better if he was more aggressive and shot the ball more, I believe LeBron could have been better and won more championships had he shot the ball more and been more aggressive. Everyone says he's not a scorer, right? He's a pass first. He's talented enough. He's the most talented player of all time, right? There's no excuse for it. Why can't LeBron put up average 40 points, shoot enough, put up that many points, and don't always – the right basketball move, according to who's open, is not always the most high percentage shot. Sometimes it's more high percentage to keep the ball in the hands of the best player in the world. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you that, but when I would say with John Stockton,
let's get John.
He would just give the ball. He would just give the ball to what's the dude's name? The mailman.
Hold on a sec. But
John. No. The mailman. What's his name?
Karl
Malone. He would just give the ball to Karl Malone and just let him work. And that's not his name is not Charles Barkley. I'm not going to give him the ball in the block like I would give the ball to Charles Barkley. That's my personal opinion. Right. I believe that Charles Barkley was better in the block than Karl Malone was. That's just me. So,
well, John, real quick, let's get John in here because John wanted to say, John, what did you think of what I had to say there?
Man, I gotta listen to this hogwash. What about John Paxson and Steve Kerr? They literally hit 2 of the biggest shots of Michael Jordan's career. So, I don't agree. I don't think that, look at Russell Westbrook. I don't think that you taking a shot when you're triple teamed. You taking a shot when you're you taking a shot when you triple team because you're the best player. To me, it's at times not the smart move. But there are times when I think that LeBron defers when he shouldn't. I think part of the problem is LeBron's not a great free throw shooter.
Yes.
So I think sometimes he doesn't go to the basket because he's hesitant to miss the free throws. But I mean, the passing thing, like,
he's a great
basketball's
passer.
about
He's an all-time great passer.
passing and scoring. So, like, I'm not going to fault him for he's hit enough game winners at this point now that I think that this is not like we're going to take away the kite. People just use it as an argument against him when they don't use it for other people. Like, no one ever talks about John Paxson, but people always talk about Kyrie hitting the big shot, and they're like, LeBron didn't take it. LeBron didn't hit the shot. So, I mean, it's just another reason to hate on LeBron.
I agree. And so the reason we bring up Paxson and Kerr, in my opinion, is because they were so rare. You ask people, Jordan and Kobe, and I'm sure you guys agree with this, were the most quote-unquote selfish players ever, along with Russell Westbrook, because they didn't pass the ball. They wanted that shot. And so if it works out, if you pass out and that teammate hits it, then you can't criticize them because they made the right basketball move. But when you do it and it doesn't work, then the criticism comes because it's like, well, you were supposed to be the GOAT. We want you to take that shot. And it might not always be the right basketball play, but it's what fans and, like, it's what people expect, I guess. And it might not be fair. It's just like, I'm a hater. I'll admit it. So, I mean, that's just my take.
So are you trying to win, or do you care about the narrative? Because either way, he's losing. If he takes the shot and misses it, you guys are going to say he's not clutch. If he passes it, you're going to say he's scared to take the shot. So, like, it's like a lose-lose for him.
It's tough, but, like, I give LeBron a lot less hate when he takes the shot and misses than passes it off, because at least you're trying to win, and when you're the best player on the court, you want to take the weight of the entire arena and the weight of the NBA on your shoulders and take that big shot. And LeBron's done it a lot. To your credit, to his credit, he's hit a lot of big shots. I've seen it against my Bulls time and time again. I remember that shot for Jimmy Butler
all the time.
But so LeBron is in my all-time top 10. I'm not saying he's not all-time great, but I'm saying that the passing it has dropped him a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a hater. What do you think, Chico?
Okay, so when you talk about, you just said you want him to take the last shot.
Yeah.
There was a play against the Phoenix Suns when Kobe was dribbling it up after they had a tip ball with Luke, with the Walton kid.
Yes.
Kobe had the ball and he dribbled it up and he took that final shot. I have no problem with a shot like that. My problem is when you're dribble or anything like that, and you just take the shot when you have all of those players around you. That's dumb. When you are dribbling the ball up, when it's a live ball situation, and you take that shot, that's fine, because everybody knows he's going to take the ball. He shot it over 2 or 3 people already anyway.
Yeah.
My problem is when everything is condensed and it's the last play and you have one chance to make the shot or you can pass the ball, they want to just destroy LeBron for doing that. That's when I have an issue with it. Like, if you have someone wide open like a James Jones, who has won 3-point competition, who has shot the ball great his whole career, when you're playing with players that shoot great, you have to trust them. Otherwise, get them off the field. Get them off the court. You got to trust your players at some point, because when Jordan passed that ball, he trusted them to shoot that shot. If he did not trust him, he would have shot it himself.
Yeah.
Because clearly you have to have some type of trust. That's all I got to say. I don't like this whole narrative. If you want to keep moving the goalposts, that's fine. I'm moving on Tom Brady my damn self if that's the case.
It's just my personal belief, because I grew up watching Jordan, and Jordan very rarely was going to pass the damn ball. And Derrick Rose was one of my favorite players. I saw him live, Rose go 1-on-5 and lay it up going through all the defenders. And that's what I want out of my star player. Like, fuck the pass. I want the ball in his hands when the biggest shot is on the line. But that's my personal preference, and that doesn't make it right. So, there's I'm not saying LeBron's wrong for it. I'm not saying he's right for it. Did we do
five?
Did we do number 5? Who?
Nope, not yet. Who's number 5?
John, did you do 5?
Yeah, nope. I said Bill Russell.
Okay, Chico.
I got Tim Duncan.
Okay.
Yeah, I got Tim Duncan. I believe that. The main reason I say that because I like Kevin Garnett, but I'm taking Tim Duncan over him. He's got 3. He's got how many? He's got 3 league MVPs. He's got, or maybe he's got 2 league MVPs.
2.
I can't remember. 2 league MVPs. Thank you. 2 league MVPs. He's got 3 finals. That was it. 3 finals MVPs. And he's got 5 chips. The 07 one, I mean, like he won that 07 one, whatever. That was a baby LeBron. That's whatever. But he won one when he was super old too, when he was going against when LeBron and all those other players started to break down. I just kind of like laugh about it because he won his MVP or he won his championship, and they want to lift up Kawhi Leonard on winning the final MVP for not even scoring 20 points a game.
Well, you know why he won that though.
It's the same reason why freaking Iguodala won it when he wasn't better than Steph Curry. And I will say that to the day I die, Steph Curry had more points than he had.
But it's not just.
It don't matter. I don't care. Steph Curry,
you know why they won? Because they were actually pretty damn effective on LeBron when they were defending him. If you look at
he wasn't effective. He did slow LeBron down, but when you have no one that can score, when literally your best player is Tristan Thompson, then miss me with that bullshit talking about Dellavedova. They had 1 point guard, and I'm not going to let that shit ride. I believe that Tim Duncan was the 5th best player. Find me a better power forward than Tim Duncan, and then I'll sit down.
You can't.
But I can't find me a better power forward than Tim Duncan, and he played a lot of center. People forget that he played a lot of center after the Admiral retired. He played a lot more center. That's why Shaq was on him when he had that miracle bank shot or whatever.
I disagree. Duncan played the center or played in that position. But if he was, you're saying Duncan was center. Who was Fabricio Oberto? Who was Nazi?
No.
Who was Tiago Splitter?
You're missing me with what I'm saying. Like he played center, wholeheartedly, only center. What I'm saying, if he played 30 minutes, he played 20 of those minutes at center. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like when he's playing center, he's not officially a center. You know what I'm saying? Like the more of the time he played when he was on the court, he played center toward the end of his career and after the Admiral retired.
All right, so I want to kind of wrap this up because this is taking a while, but
I'm sorry, my bad.
We're gonna do a quick top 5. So we've all gone through our 5. My number 4 is Magic Johnson, greatest point guard of all time. My number 3 is Bill Russell. Number 2 is Kareem, and number 1 is Michael Jordan. And for me, Bill Russell, Kareem, Jordan, you can make the argument for GOAT, and you won't get too much pushback from me. John, who is the rest of your top 5?
So 5 Russell, I got 4 Kareem, and then 2 LeBron, but it's really 1A, 1B, LeBron and Mike.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's it.
What do you think, LeBron? Has he passed Michael, in your opinion?
Where's his 3 at? He only gave 2.
Who's your 3?
Oh yeah. Actually, I only have 9. I didn't even count the.
Okay. No worries.
I know you're 5, and I know you got Jordan and Michael, but and then
so my top 5. So I guess it would be if I move down: Jordan 1, LeBron 2, Kareem, Russell, Magic.
Okay.
Oh, it was Magic. That's right. It was Magic.
Yeah.
So you said Jordan 1, right? What does, in your mind, LeBron need to do to pass Jordan?
If he gets MVP this year and wins another chip, that's enough
Gets
for
the
me.
5.
He'll probably end up the all-time leading scorer. He'll be the top, or at least in the top in every major statistical category. He already leads in all NBAs. He'll be an all NBA first team again this year. That'll be 17. So I mean, it's pretty much it for me.
All right. I mean, I can respect it. I'm like I've already said, and you guys know, LeBron can get to 7, 8 championships, and Jordan's always going to be my GOAT. You know, I'll be like, Bill Russell's got 11, so you know I'm a hater. But my worry would be if LeBron gets to 7 or 6, but he's still improving it. Getting the 4 was big, and 5 is another big step. 5 ties him with Kobe and Duncan, and you know they're both high on our list. So I would like to see that. Chico, who's your top 5?
So number 4 is Magic. I
Okay.
would love to have him higher, but I just can't do it. My
Yeah.
number 3 is going to be LeBron
Okay.
because LeBron is still playing and
Yeah.
we're doing projection, and I can't do projection on everything because everyone I said was retired. So LeBron is number 3. Number 2 is Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And I believe that Jordan was great, but I'm not going to sit here and act like he was God. And then after that, I'm going to go with number 1 as Kareem. And then above Kareem as the Holy Grail is going to be Wilt Chamberlain. Or I'm sorry, Bill Russell. Well, Bill Russell, to me, he's not in my top 10 because he is he's untouchable. And that's just me. That's just me because
I think we can all agree. I don't think anyone's ever going to touch Bill Russell's 11,
yeah,
13 years.
that's why I don't have him in my top 10 because he is the gold standard when you talk about winning championships and all of that. He's set aside. He's looking down on everyone else, and he also was a player and a coach at the same time, especially in a very racially charged era.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put him on the side. I know that people want to have him in their top 10, but I'm not doing that. I got Kareem. He got 6 MVPs and 6
Kareem
finals.
Insane.
Yeah, he got 6 finals. He's all-time leading scorer. Until you knock that down, then come holler at me. But I'm not putting. He can definitely get above Jordan. LeBron, he can get above Jordan. But getting above Kareem though, that's gonna be something different because he's got 6. To me, league MVPs is still a big deal, regardless of the narrative and everything. Winning an MVP in the league is definitely something to behold when you're talking about a team sport.
And the thing on Kareem, not just 6 NBA championships, but 3 NCAA championships.
Well, he also was the one that changed the narrative on not dunking in the league. So that's why
dunking in college basketball.
They banned dunking because of him. So that's another reason why he's number 1.
Yeah.
But so that I mean, like I know you guys can poo-poo on my little thing, but Kareem is gonna be on my number because he's got the same in many, but he's also got 1 more league MVP, and I'll take that over final MVP. When you got the same
Chico, I've heard you say you called LeBron the GOAT before. What does LeBron need to do to actually solidify that GOAT?
He's got to win 1 more league MVP.
Okay.
And let's just say the league ended right now and he won the MVP. I'm like, okay, he's got 1 more step. He's one more finals MVP would be good for him. But to be honest with you, like his whole career, like 50% of it, he's been into the finals almost. So if he keeps going there, I don't want him to keep losing. But I mean, like it is what it is. Like you're taking your team to these finals, and then everyone says the East is weak when he goes 8 times in a row, and then he gets hurt for the first time they don't go, and then he goes back and gets healthy, and then he goes back and wins. And I don't know how many he runs off now. He goes back and goes to another 4 championships in a row. Like, bro, miss me with that. Like, I'm taking him over Kareem at this point. But I'm not putting him above Jordan right now because he only has 4 league MVPs. Jordan has 5. He also has 6 championships.
Yeah.
But if I'm drafting a team, then I'm taking LeBron over him because he took his weak ass team in 07 and 2015 to the damn championship, and they lost in 6 each time. So like miss me with that. I'm not about to sit here and poo poo O'Do with that. They just were not good. And he carried them.
So one more thing. I like it. I like where we're going. We both agree for the most part. Our lists aren't too off.
Oh no, we're off. You got LeBron at number 10, bro.
Haters are appreciating my list that I put out there. Know that I know what I'm talking about. But no, so now this is another argument I like to have. Does it make sense that the greatest player would also have played on the greatest team in NBA history? Let me make a thing for you here. We got the 95-96 Chicago Bulls, who had the greatest player of all time, the greatest coach of all time in Phil Jackson, who has the 13-time champion, 11 rings as a coach, 72 wins. I know the Warriors got to 73, but the Bulls finished the job and got the championship. I don't think there's any debate. The 96 Bulls are the greatest team of all time with the greatest coach and the greatest player. What do you guys think?
Who's going?
So I'll go. I think that, it's hard to compare, but I think that Kevin Durant's Warriors are more talented.
I would pay anything to watch that series. That would be an awesome series. Those are great Warriors.
To me, the shooting would make it just. There's no who's the best 3-point shooter on the Bulls?
They didn't have one.
Kerr in those
they didn't shoot it.
Steve Kerr. So Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson are probably 3 of the top 10 shooters of all time.
Yes.
From 3. So to me, I would pick the Warriors, but
that's a lie. They're top 5. That's a lie. That's top 5, not top 10.
So here's why I think the Bulls would beat that team. Is I agree they're the greatest 3-point shooting team probably ever, and Steph is the greatest shooter ever at 3. But the Bulls had the length to do it. You had 6'6" point guard Ron Harper who could defend way out, at the 3-point line. You had Jordan, who was a great defender. And if there's one player in NBA history that I would choose to guard prime Kevin Durant, he's already on this team. It's Scottie Pippen.
Can I go now, please?
Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Can I go now, please? Please, can I go now? Please,
and Rodman would eat against Draymond. Rodman
can I go now, please? Can I go now, please? Please,
yeah,
please let me go. Please let me go. Please let me go.
Hey.
All right. So first of all, shut up. Second of all, you're crazy if you think that Draymond would just sit there and be some rag doll.
He would get moved around. Rodman moved Shaq around, bro.
First of all, you let me talking.
I'm
going to let you go. Draymond Green is not a punk, okay?
All right.
And I do like Dennis Rodman. I believe that he is probably one of the most underrated players in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
Because he would not repeat it if they did not have Dennis Rodman getting 15 to 20 rebounds a game.
Agreed.
Okay. Scottie Pippen was a solid defender. But he ain't stopping no damn Kevin Durant. And I don't give a damn what you say about it, bro.
Well, who could stop Kevin Durant?
When Kevin Durant retires, if he plays for another 5 to however many years, if he plays as long as LeBron, he's going to be the all-time leading scorer in the NBA history.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There's no weakness in his scoring game. Kevin Durant is a bona fide scorer. And I don't care what you say about Klay Thompson. Jordan would have to chase him off all these screens.
He would.
And everything else in the case of them. Klay Thompson doesn't need much. And then you want to act like Klay Thompson is a slouch when it comes to defense. I'm not saying that Klay Thompson would stop Jordan. I'm not saying that at all. But Klay Thompson is not scared. He's not scared to play defense on anyone. He played defense on Dwayne Wade, and he played defense on Kobe Bryant. Okay,
Absolutely.
Ron Harper ain't stopping Clay or Steph Curry. I'm just calling it like I see it. He ain't stopping Steph Curry.
I might put Harper on Clay, and I might put Jordan on Steph. My argument would be, I'm not saying Pippen would hold Durant down. Durant's still probably getting 25. I would just like
no, he's not. He's getting 30. He's getting 30. First of all, no, he's gonna get 30. And I want to say this before we get off the air. People want to sleep on how good Steph Curry is because his finals performances. The dude is always give you at least 25 for the most part. What I want to say is he is vastly underrated when it comes to his team chemistry and knows what his team wants. He has one loss on his record before his team got hurt. Like that's what it boils down to. He lost to a 31 team to one of the best players in his era with LeBron James. They didn't have anybody to hold against them, so they recruited Kevin Durant. I just don't see how that Bulls team beats the Klay Thompson team, because what you want to do is you want to put them on the 80s Bulls or the 90s Bulls defense. You don't want to put them on the 2021 how they play defense now. You want to see if they can play in the 90s defense. And
no, I don't care. I don't care. Give me that 96 Bulls team in any era against any team, and I'll take my chances.
I guarantee you that won't work, because if that's the case with the lacks of the handshake now, Jordan ain't ever passing. So
Jordan
won't ever pass, and y'all will just be shot out the gym because nobody will have rhythm because Jordan just shoot every damn time.
Jordan would just live at the free throw line, but hey, it's all
no, he won't live at the free throw line because there's not a lot of rim protection. There's not a lot of rim protection.
What do you guys think? Did you guys enjoy it? Was it fun?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Well, let's do it
again in 10 years.
I was very entertained, and I enjoyed talking to you, John, because I know for a fact that he wanted to put all the LeBron fans in a bubble, and that's not the case. We're very objective people.
I liked it. You guys did a good job.
He didn't have LeBron. He didn't have LeBron at number one, and neither did I.
Yep.
But LeBron is still playing, though. LeBron's still playing. So all I know is you about to take this L in a couple of months.
Hey, all I can ask for, please, NBA gods, give us a Lakers-Clippers series this year. We didn't get to see it last year. It's all I want. Kawhi versus
That's not
LeBron.
our fault. That's not our fault. Clippers can't do nothing but eat chicken wings at Magic City and over here crying about coaches that ain't putting them in, playing them like Ray Allen. That ain't my fault.
But good job, guys. This was awesome. We'll have to do this again when I got my show on FS1 or NBC Sports or wherever we're going with this thing. But appreciate you guys. Excellent work. Thanks to the people that listen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. I'm sure this one will have a lot of comments and people have shit to say. So appreciate you guys. Thanks, John, for coming on. Good shit.
All right, now.
Thank you, Chico. Excellent job, guys. And peace out.